Again, welcome to the one, the only L3ILD's Learning League, hosted and sponsored by Definitive Esports, D-Esports.com. Also, check out the sponsors for Definitive Esports if you can: XMG, Antec, Traton, BenQ, and MadCats. But really quickly, we are going to be talking about the Learning League really quickly. It is back to school month with Learning League, so the next thing I'm gonna have to say is, if you missed part one, I'm very ashamed of myself for part one, just because it was kind of interesting to see, but kind of slow. Because you see the usual Dominion, you see the usual Proving Ground, and you see the usual things in a lane bottom, like what we're going to be seeing today. We're going to be seeing three instances of a bot lane that's really interesting to see. We have the traditional bot lane, kind of kill lane slash what the meta is right now. We will have the awesome double AD bot lane, maybe we'll try that, and then we'll see the traditional 2v, the level 30 and before in the NA servers and possibly EU servers, not in the Asia servers. 2v1 top lane and that 2v2 bot lane is a really interesting sight to see. But here we go. Gonna start the show right now. Thanks again for all the sponsors, and back to school month begins. So yeah, we are back into the game. Literally, I mean, if you haven't known about a kill lane, most of the oftentimes you just see first bloods happen, second bloods, third bloods, and fifth bloods just happen all at bottom, and that is just because, just like it is at middle where you want to snowball a lane, we do see like one of the kills maybe coming up right now onto SNSD Jessica right now. I mean, it is a thing that's happened a lot in just in competitive play, but in solo queue play as well. Getting kills really early skyrockets your gold rate, skyrockets everything, so you don't have to really worry about that extra stuff that's going to be happening in between the later games. And so pretty much you won't be behind during the late game if you get those early game kills, even if you miss CS, even if you do anything else other than what is kind of happening. So this is comparably, the kill lane of choice is both for pretty much in the game of League of Legends. Blitzcrank is one of the most aggressive supports. Does have a Blitzcrank grab called Rock Grab. Tries to pull somebody into the character of him, and then you have Graves, who does a lot of burst damage as a AD, not really caster per se, but as a AD carry. I mean, because he does have that buckshot that does tremendous amount of damage in the beginning go, and then has attack speed spare to kind of catch up and get any more auto attacks in. Unluckily for not, they do have the people from KSG, Killstone Gaming. That's just who they are. Snipes and Bunny Fufu. Bunny Fufu playing the Taric. Taric is a great kill lane potential character as well. If you don't see on the overlay, Dazzle and Shatter, two of the abilities that define what Taric is as a support. Dazzle gives an automatic stun that will always lock down no matter what. Shatter does a armor penetration debuff when used, and armor buff when not used as a passive. So it's really cool to see, like you just saw right there. A lot of damage coming out from that Shatter buff. Let me just go back to about 15 seconds, about 30 seconds actually. A lot of damage coming out from that Shatter debuff really helps out secure that kill for Maokai and Taric. We have also Ezreal really quickly, building up really interesting. Essence Flux is the new kind of in-demand thing right here. And you see the Shadow go down, and SNSD Jessica just takes so much damage from Fufu. When Snipes has that awesome Ignite debuff on top of that, I mean, it's just so much damage. Ezreal is being picked up in competitive play for League of Legends, and also just in normal play, just because, ADC, attack damage carries, pretty much are using the attack speed debuff a lot, just because it depends really in that bottom lane on how many shots you can get in before dying, how many shots you can get in before you let go of the trade. And if you have an attack speed debuff, you're pretty much 9 times out of 10 gonna win out unless you're taking a lot of minion aggro. which is, you know, very, very tough to see if you do take a lot of minion aggro, but it's really cool if you can play it out, just like how Snipes and Fufu are doing right now. So yeah, I really like how KSG Snipes is playing in Israel. I really like how Tark's playing out. We're talking about Graves, we're talking about Ezreal. Overall, I feel like in the traditional way, these are the two most commonly seen in a kill lane, just because Ezreal's burst damage from level 1 to 5 is really strong. Some other ADC carry potential kill lane, just normal traditional kill lanes. You can see Tristana with her burst is pretty strong. He has the rocket jump le explosive shot right after that. I mean, does a lot of burst potential just because it is a lot of AP damage, and slash once it's ranked up to about level 2, level 3, you do see a lot of damage just come out. Plus it has a heal debuff, so that's really cool to see from Tristana. I mean, another character that's a really good early game harasser, Draven. If you didn't know about the League of Draven, you should probably know, slash you should be getting to know it. A lot of damage from the spin axes. I mean, it's just a lot of potential with that, and does have an attack speed steroid, just like how Graves does, but it's a movement steroid plus attack speed steroid. Lastly, but I mean, not the best per se, but it doesn't do a lot of bursts if you play him the way Rebel X Lee plays him, way like some other AD carries play him, with Varus getting that E, Varus being really, really strong as well. You get that AoE slow debuff with heal debuff, plus you have piercing shot or piercing arrow, and then you have extra damage coming out through the mocking blind. So really cool to see. You see somebody getting caught out, and first dragon. So really quickly, the biggest thing about a bottom lane traditional kill lane, I mean, it's cool. You don't see a lot of CS happen usually. Within the 80 carries, 46 to 48 in the minute of 8 minutes. This is a about 2k elo game, 2.1k elo game. So if you're seeing that like at 8 minutes, it's not the best in CSing. So you're just seeing a lot of harass, a lot of trading, and that's just because you have a lot of pressure from both supports and both ADCs right now, or AD carries. So yeah, other than that, we do see what's going to be happening soon. Like, Dragon is a big contestation point, but the carries are a big contestation point as well. I mean, you do see a lot of damage just coming out from both teams, so we'll be seeing that really soon. Give me a second. So yeah, we're going to be seeing a lot of damage probably coming up pretty soon from both players, 56 CS to 57. You want to get into that zone, and especially if you're on the kill lane, you want to push up as hard as you can when you are the killers. You want to push up as hard so that you can deny the CS advantage of the defender's advantage. Like, that is the only thing you can really do to stop / slow down onto a defender. And while you can see a lot of bit of difference between both playstyles right now, because KSG is kind of playing defensively while SNSD is kind of pushing, you do want to see, you know, what you can do as the offensive players right now. So this is what you want to do. Freelancers zoning out, SNSD is just kind of getting some shots in, getting some light harass. And Bunny Fufu can't really do anything to help out Ezreal right now, unless Ezreal and Bunny Fufu want to go engage on anything. So literally what would happen during this point as defenders, if you can get the brush control, that's awesome. That's probably the biggest win. If you can get that, that really helps you. But usually you'll need a gank from your jungler to really help you out, try to sustain, try to get you some more pressure onto the lane. If you can get help by your jungler, you can get a lot more damage coming into coming into the opposing team, and you can push this wave right back onto the opposing kill lane. And once you have the kill lane being pushed down, it's good, but it's not the best. But as long as you can kind of make sure that they aren't like freely harassing you, make sure that you can get some CS really safely, that's pretty much what you want to do to defend against the kill lane. And although we do see a kill lane versus a kill lane, this is pretty much just how it is. You're just defending down. We see that Blitzcrank's getting zoned out just a little bit, but he's trying to get that grab onto Snipes. I mean, that's the only thing. Blitzcrank's zone is so much more immense than what Tark's zone can be. And Tark just staying really, really far back. KSG Snipes is just pushing up, and I think they're probably just gonna go back, or Maokai and such are gonna go dive this right now, and that's pretty much probably the best plan. We do see Fufu gonna go in, dazzle in, and then we're gonna see the damage and the kill on the Green Lantern. Izat's going down on Jessica, and then another kill from NK. Wow, 3 double arcs, but TSG Snipes don't be able to get that kill, no problem. And yeah, that's pretty much what you kind of have to do. You have to play aggressive against a kill-in. If you are the kill-in, you have to play aggressive against the defensive lane. If you're the defensive lane, you wanna zone, you wanna find areas where you can get that zone, so you can let your AD carry just farm up just a bit more safely, and so the pressure isn't on Snipes or anyone that is the matter of that. A little bit more differently when you don't have another support that is very killy per se, like Tark. Say you have like a Soraka with Ezreal. It's harder to get that zone back just because Blitzwing just does so much more than what Soraka can do against a opposing player. So you will see Sorakas or supports try to ward up brushes so that get just Vision Zone. Vision Zone just gives you more opportunities to just push and to know that you're going to be kind of safe and you know where the the dangers, the zone of whoever is opposing support, opposing jungler, opposing whatever is coming at you. And yeah, that's about it for the lane phase. I mean, other than that, what happens with a kill-in usually? If you can get a lot of kills with a kill-in, you get Dragon Control. And once you get Dragon Control, you snowball the game so easily for the team. So, Dragon Control is very important just because you do get that extra gold in the early go. And then in the later hands, like slash after the second Baron or something, if it ever goes that far, it's not as important, but extra gold is extra gold no matter what. So yeah, there you go. Nice beat by Russian getting there, gets some good damage. Wow, NK Inc. gets that over the wall plus advantage. That's actually because of that flash. And we go SNSD gonna be locked down by that tree over there. Good job. Great job by the team up blue. Alright, second part incoming. Great job overall for both of those kill lanes. It's just, one team was ahead more than the other team, and that happens a lot. We're gonna go right next to another one. Killing bot, traditional kill lane. Let's do a kill lane bot. And again, guys, Affinity Esports Learning League, episode 16. Back to School Part 2. We're just gonna get into this really soon. Again, guys, right after this, we're gonna be doing a pretty interesting thing. So don't you fret, don't you worry. I will be announcing, what's up next. But come by when you can and say hello to me on Facebook.com/L3IRD or on Twitter.com/L3IRD. Pretty much, let's go over a little bit of other questions just right before we start up this another replay, another vid, another VOD. How to last hit under turrets. I know this was supposed to be a big episode for it, and I will do an episode later on for it, no problem. But how to last hit under turrets. Last hitting is pretty much the involving yourself to getting gold, which that's just pretty much it. Just getting your gold. That's pretty much what you want as the cookies and crumbles of just playing this game. And getting gold is really important. That you need to get it as soon as possible so you can get more items. More items means you can do more damage. More damage usually means you win the game. Last hitting involves the killing of a creep or minion or even a champion. Once you last hit that person slash thing, you get an advantage. You get a little gold thing that just pings off right off the top of your character. To last hit under a turret, just some basic things before going to that advanced technique. To the last hit on the turret, you usually need to time out how much attack damage that you do compared to the actual armor slash the health of the minion. And usually the turret will give about general rule of thumb, just a general rule of thumb, just before I actually go into the technical explanation. It's 2 shots for a siege minion before it will die. If the siege minion, or not the siege minion, the melee minion, if you need to get that in. Melee minion has to take 2 shots before it will die off. the Casamine takes one third shot and then it will die off after the second third shot. So you want to get it in between those kind of things. It depends on how you can time it down to actually get the kill, but yeah, that's usually the general thing, the rule of thumb. We do see a fail invade by blue team and purple team getting a really good defensive job right over here. So this time the bottom lane is a killing yet again. We have Graves Leona. Leona is a great support as well. She is considered a kill support just because she only has stun. She only has she only has an AoE stun as well. And then Eclipse, the W move, isn't really anything of a support item except for, you know, just shielding herself from damage. And again, we just talked about Graves. Graves is a great damager. Does a lot of damage with a buckshot, and then can control a little bit with that utility of Smokescreen. We do see Jace and Alistar bottom, and Alistar is probably one of the last great aggressive supports. Has that headbutt, has that pulverize. Pulverize is an AoE stun knockup. Headbutt is a position mover. Can stun if it is going to be against a wall, or can just be timed off with that pulverize to really get that position in onto the enemy team. This time with the zone of Leona. Leona's Zenithblade is a straight line kind of hook, and she goes right to the person. So she has about this much of a length before she can actually grab anything. So the zone is encompassing off of Zenithblade. If Zenithblade is down, her zone is just pretty much melee range. You can't really do anything. While with Alistar, with that headbutt, headbutt is the number one thing you want to get in on before you can get out. Oh my gosh, that potential with Jace is so much better than I would thought it would have been, and it's gonna be able to get that kill, no problem. Jace, on the other hand, with Alistar, has so much knockup, not so much control that can happen between both players on there. So that's really cool to see what happened to Jace to get that kill onto Leona, but Alistar and Jace weren't on the same page, and they're actually gonna probably trade kills. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. Oh, nice shot by Azakite, and still pushing down. So yeah, Jace, although not really an AD carry per se, because he does have a melee mode, and his second mode isn't actually that great of a non-melee mode. But we will see if it'll be able to get the kills, if it'll be able to do anything other than, you know, try to save him out. Really cool to see that. Team SD is going to use the, well, he's using the acceleration gate slash the rage mode now to try to see us on minions. But his E move, with the Jace move, is actually the way to really use that positioning advantage to himself. Having that thundering blow, you saw with Leona. Leona came in, got that pulverized, or Leona came in with that Zenithblade. Also pulverized about right here, and PTMSD used that devastating blow to push Leona back even further. So repositioning with that Jace, it's a really strong idea. I like it. It's just, you know, it's not a usual ADC or AD carry that you see with just ranged people. So it's really cool to see Jace being used in this bottom lane, and I think more people will start using it for kill lanes than ever too as well, because Jace does scale pretty well as a AD carry. So you don't have to build them too much differently than what usual AD carries actually built out to. Again, we do see what will be happening soon is another kind of kill thing. But again, Leona's zone is doing pretty well. PTMSD doesn't have any zone. The support's not really doing anything really. Azakite is just going up and down. That's not really going anywhere around that area. So Azakite again just has to give Jace some zone, and we're going to see the pulverized headbutt combo come in. We're going to see exhaust come down, and I think PTMSD is going to go do all the damage he can do before he's going down and picking up the kill onto Graves. So another opening horizon for me, another opening horizon for everybody is, wow, Jace is actually a decent AD carry slash can really solo queue-esque the carry game. So try it out if you want Jace AD carry bot. where you do see Jace usually at top. Same thing with Draven. Usually see Draven at bottom. You can play Draven at top lane as well. Actually as well. So we do see Myth T coming in. Jungler is going to try to do some damage, and it's going to get pushed down by the kills over here. And we do see Myth T just going to go get level 6 no problem. Jungle hasn't really done anything. We do have Nuno and we do have Cho'Gath as the junglers for both teams right now. I feel like they don't really have to interact with anything just because you do have a squishy in the middle. You do have literally a top lane, so you could have wanted to deny that really early if I was Cho'Gath. But that middle lane is so squishy with that Kog'Maw and so not able to really be mobile that you don't really want to go against both of these teams. You don't want to go against this bottom lane where you have so much high burst potential of damage, and they also have just a lot of ways to just escape per se. With Rengar not at level 6 yet, but he's going to be level 6 pretty soon. Team again doing great damage, and this is what you want to do if you're in a kill lane. If you're on the kill lane and you want to go get kills, you want to take down the AD carry first, because that is actually pretty much 85% of the time the most damage potential that you could take back, other than the 10% of minions. So you have to watch out for that minion wave. If it is a double minion wave, you have to really watch out for that, because if it is, then you're going to be really damaged down and stuff. And then 5% it could be the jungler or so. So know your priority of targets if you're in the kill lane, and do talk to your lane mate if you can to time down like who you're gonna be killing, who you're gonna get first, so that you can just deny it. Mostly deny it, but also get the kill, get the gold, and get the experience for doing the kills. Right now you do see a 40 to 39 CS score in about 8 minutes. Again, not very high CSing. Again, kill lanes you don't see the CS be super high. You see the headbutt pulverize combo go down, and then Myth has to back it away because Myth T is right here, gonna go clear that ward. So yeah, I'm just gonna say, Graves a good AD carry in this sense, but Leona doesn't really provide as much utility as what Jace is actually providing, more than what Alistar is providing, technically. Scary stuff in this little lane phase, and we're going to probably see the end of it pretty soon. And once you do have this pressure on bottom lane, I mean, you can do so much more with the team. Because you can, invade blue, invade red if you're on the red side for the blue side. I mean, there's just so much you can do as a player in the game of League of Legends. If you can control one lane per se, but if you can control bottom lane, it'll really help you out into that late game, and even mid game. I like to really see this happen even more and more so, but I think this is pretty much going to be it for this little section of the awesome bruiser lane bot. I consider Jace a little bit more bruiserish just because, yeah, he does have a little bit more damage potential when he is in the other form more than he is with his range form. So yeah, there you go. And we're gonna go back to the last game. Last game we're gonna go see. It's gonna be a good one. It's a decent one, I think. I think it'll be fun to watch out for. It will be 280 bots. That's something really cool. Other than that, guys, again, it is really cool to see you guys come out. Again, check out Learning League every Monday, 2 p.m. EST. Just doing a little bit of an interlude before we go back into the game. But yeah, 2 p.m. EST, definitely check it out. Next week, we will be talking about another game mode, of course, because we want to just refresh everybody's mind back into League of Legends, but also an awesome other idea that we've been seeing in competitive tournaments: the 2v1 top lane, the 2v1 bot lane. So yeah, we're gonna be getting that in. But while we are loading back into the game really quickly, which we just loaded back in, we do want to talk about other game modes in League of Legends. You thought there wasn't more game modes because there's only 4 maps? Well, there's other game modes as well. I mean, from our own Riot Recruiter, the esports coordinator for League of Legends, one of the many esports coordinators. They do have, Ultimate Bravery, which you can check out on a link. You do have some other great modes, so do check this out when you can. We do have descriptions mode. I love playing the Binion Battle Arena. That's probably the best thing of League of Legends, to try out 1v1ing in the middle of the Relic Shrine and trying to kill each other. It's just so much fun. And then on a personal note of what we have, Call of Valorant is pretty much the version of all random all bot with 80 carries. So it's pretty cool to see, you know, 80 carries fight it out, duke it out at the bottom lane, and trying to kill each other no matter what. So that's just a little thing to kind of watch out for. Try it out if you can. I will give the links afterwards, after the show. But yeah, do check it out. Call of Valorant, and also the awesome Recurror links / the Recurror game modes that Recurror put. Lastly but not least, we're going to see a really interesting bot lane. Creon's playing that Teemo, playing that really cool Teemo, the Panda Teemo. It's going to be playing a really interesting role to Mr. Hacha, who is playing the Corki. So Panda Teemo / Teemo in general is considered a support. He's considered a support just because of his ultimate move. His Noxious Trap is a mushroom that is planted and gives sight, vision, and also does damage over time once somebody steps over it. Plus, it gives a slow as well. So with those mushrooms, you can kind of ward up the map just because they have an pretty much unlimited time, 600 seconds I think. The last 10 minutes, yeah, 600 seconds, and they can just stay there forever and a day, and you can just get like really random sight onto the team of the opposing team. So that's really cool to see. And again, we do see kind of a kill lane at bottom as well. Ezreal with the damage output that he can do, and Yo-Yo Super Key gonna be played by Shen. I mean, Shen's gonna be played by Yo-Yo Super Key. And it's gonna be really interesting to see because Shen does have that shadow to actually really taunt in and grab onto somebody so that they can do more damage to the person, literally to Ezreal. So I mean to Corki. So the interesting thing about a 2 ADC bot lane, two super non-support characters. I was watching this with Corki, and I think Brand was playing. It was a Brand that Robert X Lee was playing, and you usually can't do anything about those kill lanes. If they do come up in solo queue and do kind of hand, you have to kind of share out the CS. Or if they're gonna play super supporty like what Crayons is doing right now, you have to just kind of give them some kind of zone. But the potential of kills, the potential of everything, is dependent on the zone of your support, so the zone of your character as well as the ADC. You really need to know where everything is on the map, literally. So if you can get some zone from Hacha, Hacha only has a zone of Phosphorus Bomb. That's pretty much it. It's pretty much just a circular area that's pretty small. We do see a gank coming in. Comfy is going to go get in there, but he's going to go flash away. Is Zanzan Wolf. This Hacha is going to just go clear up over here. And Ekrans is going to keep on providing poke. I really like what Ekrans provides as a team-up, but now getting caught out like right over here isn't probably the smartest idea. And we do see the heal coming out. Ekrans barely gets out alive. Oh, actually no, he doesn't get out alive because Vorpal Blade Flash. You're super cute and pick the kill. I like what Teemo provides. It does have the blinding dart so the AD carry cannot go attack against the other AD carry, but the zone that Teemo provides is so minimal. The damage output that Teemo provides in the early game is so minimal. It's just really tough to see when you have such a good kind of AD carry, very well balanced in everything, like Corki. You can't really do anything about it. You just saw the Phosphorus Bomb go off. Phosphorus Bomb really quickly, just because we didn't see Corki in the other kill lanes. And Corki is a kill potential kind of character just because the burst damage with Phosphorus Bomb tied in with Gatling Gun is just a lot of damage. With a Hextech passive, Hextech Shrapnel passive, really does get that true damage slash the armor reduction just really strong on Corki. Love the damage output that Corki can do. Um, Phosphorus Bomb is pretty much in the early game the only skill that really zones out any character. Phosphorus Bomb is a AoE nuke that kind of does a bit of damage overall, but gives sight and vision as well to a target that's hit if it is a champion. We do see Teemo, the support, going to be helping out in the lane. Going to go push up as much as he can, get some extra gold because he does need it during the times just to help himself get to items really quick. Especially if you're playing a non-traditional support like a Brand, like a Teemo, like any other character that is not supposedly like really a support. You totally need as much CS as you can. You need the gold to kind of catch up into the game, because if you don't get that gold, if you don't get the gold for 10 items really early, you're going to be pretty useless during the mid lane to late game during the times, because you don't have any like real supportive skills, but you don't really have any other way to help out the team without damaging the team even more by being there and giving gold back to the other teammates, giving gold back to the opposing team. I like what Ukraine was doing per se, but your character, the thing you really need to take care of is the Ezreal. Ezreal is just so much stronger right now and doing so much more damage than what Shen can provide. So Ukraine's not focusing down the right thing, and this is what Mr. Hacha is actually getting downfall for, just because there's just so much damage happening to him right now. And this is definitely not what you want to see, and especially when you're playing in solo queue per se, and you do see that somebody wants to pick ADC or someone wants to pick a lane and does have to be forced to play support. They usually do really random supports sometimes if they don't want to play whatever they're not posted or whatever they supposedly aren't the best at. So that's definitely something to see, and definitely something to worry about during these games of League of Legends. So definitely, if you are a League of Legends player and you kind of want to can take a role, but you see that somebody else is going to be taking a role, and you can play support or you can play whatever role that they don't want to do a little bit better, or at least decently, 9 times out of 10 you kind of want to consider to give that role up and give it to the other player. But, or no, not 9 times out of 10, like 7 times out of 10. But if you feel like you can just carry out a 4v5 and feel like it is going to be what it is, and you can't really do anything about the next person or the last person in the solo queue group, this is pretty much just towards rank, nothing towards anything else, then yeah, you just have to deal with it and carry way harder.
Returning to base.
What can you do as a 2v1er technically with Teemo right now not providing too much of anything, and Mr. Hacha is kind of just going all alone by himself? Just again, know what your zone is as your ADC or as your character. If you know your zone, you can tell how much you're going to be safe by, how much you can do as damage potential wise, and when you do a trade, if you can do a trade, but how much you can do to CS pretty safely. If you can CS pretty safely and still pretty much not have your other character feed out too much, you're going to be okay in that mid game where you have pretty much the same items as the other counterpart of your AD carry, of your support at the top, of your middle. But if you start feeding kills as well, you can't really catch up too much. I mean, right now 0-1-0 Corki compared to 58 CS Ezreal, who only has two assists. I mean, does have a Phage, does have a Sheen pretty much built up pretty soon. I mean, that's going to be really strong, and right now Hacha only has the Berserker Rage, which is going to be helpful just because Ezreal doesn't have that extra speed. But, I mean, with Essence Flux from Zen Wolf, I mean, that doesn't really totally matter, because, Essence Flux is a pretty good skill. Right now, level 3 has a 30% slow advantage onto the AD carry. So, like, really important to see, and really important to note, you really want to trade efficiently if you're going to be 2v1ing pretty much the game. back up. You do see the panda the Chinese panda box. It's very cool to see that. And now Teemo has a little bit more viability just because he does have Noxious Trap to kind of ward out the lane, kind of ward out and help out the team even more. But the damage potential of Teemo, only having a Fairy Charm, has 480, has 6380. I mean, there's nothing really coming from him. So Hacha, again, just having to zone out, or not having to zone out, but having to CS pretty much by his tower, cannot do anything else but you know, do that, or he's going to have the potential of dying pretty early. Shen using the ult, San United going to have that gold defensive, going to be able to save up himself. And they do know it's a 2v, they should know it's a 2v1 because Shen did show himself middle. And we do see Zenzan Wolf taking a lot of his damage from Creon. Creon's going to get back away, but the Tree Shot Barrage is going to be enough, and the heal is going to be enough for the 0. Again, Zenzan Wolf has to know that, you know, Blind Shot does cancel out a lot of his damage. And yeah, that's not good because you're just not going to do enough damage back to the team now. In a traditional 1v1 top lane or in a traditional support kind of thing, if you're a blind shotter, you cannot deal normal type damage. So definitely, if you were the Ezreal player like Sunlight Wolf, I would just back away from that fight. Especially since they did know that Shen was actually at middle and it was a 2v1 at bot. You can't really do too much more. So great job by Teemo, great job by Corki to get back a kill and feeding out Corki a kill because he did need that extra help and extra damage come in. You know. So yeah, I feel like pretty much this long little replay is over. Checking out everything else of the action all around. Yeah, great job by Cascadia just turning that around right over there. But overall, if you want to be safe in a kill lane, or if you want to pick a kill lane, you want to pick characters with mobility, characters that have a jump, have a way of escaping. That's why you do see Ezreal being played out a lot more, other than the attack speed debuff, which is really strong. You do see Corki being played out just about the same, just because Valkyrie is such a strong ability to reposition yourself into or against a fight. You do see Tristana's and Graves being picked up just the usual, the same amount, just because they do have a reposition skill. Some carries you don't see that don't have like the best reposition skill is a team. Not Teemo. Well, Teemo, yeah, of course. Is like a Vayne. Is like a Varus or Draven. Just because they don't have really that reposition skill to help them out get around. Vayne, I mean, does have Tumble, but Tumble's such a short distance that it really takes a lot of skill to actually get around or get out of or into a fight. Varus especially doesn't have any reposition skill. Pretty much the only escape is Tendrils Breath, and Ashe doesn't have a reposition skill as well. So like, yeah, it's really all dependent on how you play on your playstyle. But if you want to play some really easy, awesome AD carries, do play out the Ezreal, play out the Corgi, play out Graves, just to help you out in that mid to late game / early game as well. And that's about it for today's episode of Learning League. I'm just going to run the game just a little bit more per se. But I want to say thank you to everybody who watched today. Again, it was a short episode just because back to school series. I mean, we're just trying to refresh. We don't want to relearn everything in the game. And then we'll be getting back to a regular kind of scheduled program in about September. September, I think, 3rd would be the first real episode back into Learning League. The Back to School series part 3 will be the last part, and that will be next week. After that, I will be going over to some other events, but I will be announcing that a little bit later. But again, guys, thank you for watching Learning League episode 16, Back to School part 2. I'm going to be going to Back to School part 3 in the next episode. But do check out Definitive Esports, D-Esports.com for any other awesome news related sites about esports in general, SC2, League of Legends, CS, and also EVE Online. Also check out the sponsors that awesomely helped out Definitive Esports. You know, not paid to, well, do the bills and also as well. You know, help out. You know, just give us more content, give us more free, good stuff for everybody over on the awesome webs of BenQ, Antec, Triton, and XMG with a little bit of Mad Cats. And again, guys, also thank you to yourselves as the League of Legends community helping me out, getting some viewers in and getting some awesomeness. We always do this every Monday, 2 p.m. EST, so do check it out. And again, guys, for Learning League, it is L3 IRD signing out. Thanks again, guys, and we are out.